Bam.
When I started doing some of the meetings, some insecurity kicked in. I was 24, 25 years old, opening my own company. People were older than me with college degrees working for me. You got to have confidence, but I struggled with how I spoke. I didn't finish high school. I didn't go to college. I'm raw, baby. I'm raw, right? Real and raw. And I I had to overcome that. And all I did is challenge myself. Every time I did, I'd get mad. I'd be like, shit, I can't say anymore. And over time, I changed that mostly. Every now and then you hear me go, and I go, stop. And I get mad.
Yeah, it really comes to fruition when you hear yourself speak. It's actually tough to hear yourself speak for those that have.
I don't listen to any of our podcasts ever. Do you?
I didn't know. Yeah, for sure. Especially some of the cool guys.
I hate hearing my voice. I hate when my commercial comes on. I hate hearing my voice in a podcast. And then I know I'm going to be my biggest, yeah, dude, I'm going to talk shit about myself. And I don't want to do that. I like to keep it, I love feedback. I love people saying, hey, this was great. Hey, this wasn't. I can handle constructive criticism. I can handle shit talking. I can handle people liking it. I just don't want to beat myself up. Right. And so I try not to listen to it.
Yeah, with my own voice, I can't stand it. But like when when you interact with some of the cool guests that we have on, certainly listen to those. But and plus the editing and the marketing companies that we have, right? To edit a video of someone that says or ah a lot is so painful. We have to do it here with training with some of our content that and it is like clip snippet after snippet after snippet trying to remove that. So now you can rip off stuff with one go and it's almost perfect.
Yeah, we never have any issues. We roll ours out. We don't ever have to clean it up. They do a beginning and end, we're done.
Yeah. But do you think it's because, so when you had those awkward ums or ahs, like, was it your brain processing and now because you can process
I was thinking,
information? So
remember when we talked about you bring something up, I got to walk down the library and pull a chapter out and go, oh, I remember that, right? So that's kind of what happened is my brain would be thinking of something and piecing it together. And in order to not have dead air, I'd naturally go, And so you've got to learn to process the information faster or talk about things while your brain is getting that information or leave it dead silent. Because when you say, it's just not healthy. In my opinion, you struggle with it. It's an insecurity. It's usually people that are insecure that are thinking and they're struggling to get the information out. And we've all been there. I feel like I'm a pretty good speaker. I'm not great. I'm working to be great. I'm pretty good. I have goals, aspirations to be like a Grant Cardone or a Eric Thomas or a Tony Robbins one day. I mean, those are goals of mine, right? I'm nowhere near there, but I think I do really well. And I think that I'm getting there. And I challenge myself to get there by not doing or the struggles or, one of the things I know I do, I've got family that critiques me. I regurgitate and pound in the same message over and over and over again, which is something I need to work on of saying when I'm done with something, move to the next issue. But I like to make sure nobody missed what I was saying. I like to make sure that nobody was left behind, that we can, spin it back up and everybody gets it. So we're still on the same steps. That's all.
Yeah. And I think that falls into the category of just being a really clear communicator, right? It's better to hear it 10 times than 0. And I think there's a lot of the same message that I even hear just because of the meetings that I'm pulled into, the interaction I have with you. And I was like, I've heard this 8 times, but it does help, right? And when you're trying to get an organization on the same page, you have to do that.
You're right. You're right. The other bad habits I think that, I struggle with is, and I've done pretty good, is losing my cool on the director's call sometimes. I used to be really bad. Then I went really good for a while. And then recently I kind of got a little fired up again. I just feel like some people get too complacent. And, today's install meeting, I was pretty rough on those in the red and the pink. And for the listeners and viewers out there, our production team is paid on not only hourly and overtime or salary, they get bonused on quality versus quantity. And so for those that just install a lot but have service issues and they're not doing their job, we want our customers to have an experience like no other. We want the product to be above everything they've ever gotten. We want our service team to be the best they've ever seen. They walk out there like, wow, I want to refer them to somebody. When we're not hitting perfection or very close to it, that's bad. And so we decompensate them. It is a bonus, but they don't earn it. They lose a high percentage or all of it if their services catch up to their installs on the percentage. And so it's very important that we've leveraged. I'm a big believer as an entrepreneur that when you play with somebody's money, when their money is affected on their job performance, not just clocking in and clocking out, but them actually doing their job. Think of football, all the listeners and viewers out there and all the salespeople or anybody running a company. When you're running a football team, yeah, they get a salary and they get a contract, but they got bonus incentives, right? I throw X amount of touchdowns, I get more. I make the Pro Bowl, I get more. I win a playoff game, I get more, right? That's what I get. I try to build and develop that for most of our leaders and a lot of our positions that are on the forefront with customers that actually have an impact of what that customer thinks about us or their experience with us or the quality of what they're doing or the integrity or their volume. All these things are tied to that is their bonus or lack thereof. And so a bonus is a bonus. You still get paid to do your job, but you're not going to get a bonus if you can't close out. If your service calls are too many compared to your installs, why would we bonus you? You're half-assed doing installs, right? Why would we're not. And I'm a big believer. People don't like it. We talk about it all the time, 80-20. I like to terminate, fire, replace, whatever you want to call it, 20% of the staff every month. And people say, man, that is wrong. That is mean. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Okay. If you line up 10 people in your office right now for my listeners and viewers, or 100, I guarantee 2 out of the 10 or 20 out of the 100 don't deserve that job. Take you and your company for granted. They're holding everybody else back. They're cancerous. They don't perform well. It's not worth it. You have to replace that 20% to keep the best all the time. You want to have the best starters on the court. You want to have the best bench possible. You can't make excuses. And if you're in it for everybody, then you can't let that 20% hold everyone else back. And so that's something I challenge myself all the time to make sure we expose. These ones aren't doing their job. They need to know. We're not going to hide in a corner. I didn't do my job and I get to sit here and celebrate and be successful with you guys. No, you don't. No, you don't. You slowed us down, dude. That's what you did. You slowed that guy that got in the green. He did 100% down. Why? How dare you slow him down? Why don't you look in the mirror and fix that for the next time? Because I'm sick of our top people carrying the bottom people. That's how it is. This isn't goodwill. This isn't school. This isn't pay to play. We pay you to do a job. You get 100% of your check. You got to have 100% effort. You got to have 100% skill set. And that's what's frustrating is some people think in today's world, they're entitled to gimme, gimme, gimme. That's bullshit. Okay. In our company, the best survive, the ones that create it as a lifestyle and the culture, and they want to be here and they want to move up and they want to succeed. They will have ownership in this company. They will have stock gain share or IPO. It will have a life-changing event. For those that it's just a job and clock out, they'll be weeded out. They'll be dragging, they'll be holding people back, and those leaders will continue to churn and burn. I'm a believer in that. But bad habits, when you allow it, when you allow yourself as a manager, as a director, as a regional, as a project manager, as an assistant manager, I don't care if you're working at McDonald's. I don't care if you're working at the post office. When you're a manager and your people aren't empowered to be successful for you, there's a problem. If they're not being successful for the brand, there's a problem. They're not being successful for themselves, there's a problem. They're making excuses and they've got bad habits. And the only way to change that is hold them accountable and make an example.